welcome to Faith Feature here on the Mars Hill Network. Joining me now from Schenectady via Skype is Mike Saccocio. He is the Executive Director of City Mission in Schenectady, and we are very happy to have you on Faith Feature today.
Well, Rich, it's a privilege to be with you. Thanks for having me.
So the City Mission has been there for a long time, over 100 years. You've been there for about the last 30 of them,
Yes.
and I'm sure you've never seen anything like this before. One of the things that I learned from being there in Schenectady with you, and as you gave me a tour of the facility, is how dedicated of a volunteer staff that you've had, and that has been greatly affected by this pandemic.
Yes. Steve, we try not to use words carelessly, and unprecedented can be one of those words, but this is indeed unprecedented. And we're all trying to figure out, how do you go forward in a pandemic? One effect it's had here at the mission is in our volunteer team. In 2019, we had 38,000 hours of volunteer service at the mission. And I like to say at City Mission, volunteers are not the icing on the cake, they are the cake. Well, when the coronavirus thing really hit, we were not able to have any volunteers. So we have gone from hundreds of hours of volunteer work every day and week to zero. So that has really created strain for us. The positive side, though, is we have really seen our residents, the men and women who live at the mission, the people we serve, we've really seen them step up and stand in the gap and take on those responsibilities. It's their way of giving back. It's their way of saying thanks. So we can't wait to get our volunteers back. But this is something encouraging to see in the meantime.
So one of the things that you had also mentioned is the graduates of the program that you're in. Is you have many services for people with addictions, people that have struggled with alcohol, substance abuse, domestic abuse, wide range of different crises that people have gone through. They tend to actually step up in times like these.
Yes. They really do, Rich. That's a very important point that you're making. We're blessed at City Mission. Almost 30 of our staff members are graduates of our program. So they bring with them to work every day a life experience. Now, that life experience has been painful. It has included having to deal with many crises. But people who are used to crisis often do well in a crisis. And what we're seeing is that for many of our graduates, they're saying, without really saying it, this is our moment. And we know what to do in these situations. And it's been a blessing to watch them step up, take leadership, and really be devoted to taking their faith in God, their gratitude for others, and pouring it now into the lives of other people. Our graduates have always been impactful here as staff members. I think in this pandemic, we're seeing that more than ever.
So in the Schenectady community, in that part of the capital region, you're one of the more harder hit areas in terms of concentration of cases as of the day of this recording, which is Friday, April 3rd. How is the community dealing with that? And I know that in a more tightly packed in area like Schenectady County, social distancing, especially for people that are in the city, that are in disadvantaged areas, it may be a little bit more difficult for them. What's the community doing, and what resources do they have?
Well, the most important thing the community is doing is coming together. And this coming together in a big way. City Mission is privileged to be part of what is being called the Schenectady County COVID-19 response team. And so we are coming together as agencies. What I like to say, Rich, is we're all taking down the flag of our own organization and we're raising up the flag of community. We're kind of putting our own needs on hold so that we can serve the greater community. One of the most important things that the county is doing is they are delivering meals to people who are shut in. There's about 1,000 people in Schenectady County who are quarantined, who are mandated to be quarantined. Many of them are food insecure. So it is vital that we get groceries and food to our neighbors who need it. And I have marveled to watch our county step up, take the lead on that, and watch so many private agencies rally as a team to be part of that response effort. It's, again, we don't want this crisis to last any longer. I hope and pray it ends very speedily. But in the meantime, it's very encouraging to watch community rise up and stand together to get through this. Because at the end of the day, Rich, we are in this together. And times like this make that all the more real.
And for folks in Schenectady County, what is that number if people need that support?
I've got the number right here, Rich. That number is 518-621-3536. That is the Schenectady County COVID-19 hotline. They're receiving almost 500 calls a day, Rich, which is amazing. But there are people working the phone lines, and if they don't get a direct answer, that people can leave a message and someone will get back to them. I know we've taken one of our caseworkers, and she is now working full time on that county hotline. So they're getting the job done. And it's really a great group of people making it happen. We really encourage people, if you're in Schenectady County, if you are in need, call that hotline. Help is available.
You've been a great part of the community in Schenectady for over 30 years. Mike Saccocio, Executive Director of City Mission in Schenectady. Thank you so much for the encouragement that you've given us on this faith feature today and for giving us an update on what's happening in the Capital Region.
Rich, thanks for what you're doing in the Mars Hill Network, and you're making a big impact, and we're very honored to be partners with you and your team.
Absolutely, and we appreciate you very much. God bless. And this has been Faith Feature here on the Mars Hill Network, where we give you hope in the journey.